Hello, hello, hello! This is Sena, your resident DIYer at FlaVR. Let me just... Ooh. Gotta join a chat to make my PNG pop up. Give me one moment, please. Alright, I'm here. Hello! Helloshka! Hi guys! Ooh, gotta scoot a little closer to the mic. A belt, I have a tote and a bag. I just stuff anything I might need in my pockets past that. I could totally use a belt though. Yep. Some batterings. Alrighty. Mild day cafe vibes. Yup, yup. Always relaxation time here. Mini Sena. Yup. Senatita. Un pequeño. Small. Why do I need a toolbelt? Oh, right, the murders. Okay. I keep my tools in my prior victims. No! Pockets. I carry my tools in my mini pocket. Well, I mean, sometimes that's not the safest option. You don't want to get a screwdriver to the... Yeah. A plush pocket Sena. Okay. Alrighty. Thanking Marie for the lovely little squib. The little squib Sena. A screwdriver to the yam. Cinnamon, gotta catch them all. I know, I come in with something new every time, I feel. Unfortunately, I'm demoted at work. I'll be moving over to maintenance, so I need to get a good tool belt / toolbox before mid-January. Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. Hopefully it can be viewed as a new beginning, though. Says you, I'll take any action I can get, even if it is... Ah! Stop! No! No! In my defense, I know how to clean and stitch a wound, so screwdriver to the knee is practice for me. Alright. Alright. What's all these medical people being involved in FlaVR? What's up with that? Pro tip for demoted bros, your manager can't demote you if you burn their office. Oh, you guys are cracked tonight. I see. Hurt. You have heard of an arrow knee, but have you heard of a screwdriver to the yab? Hiya! Luckily, no loss in pay. I just lose my business provided housing. Oh, see, but that is a pretty major loss, I would say, right? I mean, now you have to look for housing and have to do the shitty thing of having to pack your life into boxes once more and move again. Oh man, that is a grind that I can both empathize and sympathize with, my friend. Oh man, this music is putting me in like a little radio host mood, like hello, I'm coming to you live tonight and tonight only. Every time I think I'm talking in a lower range, it's just me getting quieter and quieter though. Ay. Am I getting a rigged model? I am rigging it myself. I guess that brings me into the little bit of news I have for you guys, is that I We'll probably do a gorilla stream tomorrow instead of the pre-recorded stuff, since obviously, as some of you know, I was pretty sick, so I didn't have time to record anything of ornament making. I will probably pump that out for next week instead and do just like maybe something AI generated or a game or something. Just keep your eyes peeled for a gorilla, and in the meantime, I'm just gonna work double time on that rig, because I also didn't get the time to work on my rig. I mean, sitting up was painful. I mean, I ate in the past 3 days until now. I had eaten 1 cracker and a peanut butter jelly sandwich and like an entire bottle of Pedialyte, and that was it. So yeah, I'm glad I'm doing a lot better. I thought it was lethal lettuce, but honestly, I'm convinced at this point it might have just been full-blown stomach flu, because it lasted just a bit too long. So I only have my nightstand to pack to portrait pictures of Sip Up. Stop! No, my face is getting warm. Stop. Cease. Unfortunately, my job is just for money, no real skill development, whatever. There's good money to be made, and I need to pick up hobbies and stop being so lazy. Yeah. Try to, spin it in a more positive light. Try to get something else out of life rather than job. A healthy work-life balance is really important. It's key to, adulting and not burning yourself out and being depressed. Coming at you live from the Bonbon. Yep. My eyes are always peeled for gorillas. Okay. Don't keep them too peeled. I'm just thinking of peeled eyeballs. Sena hungry. Yeah, so last night after I was done on the voice chat with our little FlaVR crew, well, actually, I rejoined it and then was making food in the background. And I made some egg drop soup with ribbon noodles and broth and stuff. And then today I made some chili. And I'm doing a lot better today. Finally, the migraine that I've had for like the past 3 days is gone. So my head's clear. Why is everyone sick? I don't know. There's something going around. There really is. Do we eat a good breakfast tomorrow? I know. I really wanted to have eggs this morning, but just the thought of the smell of eggs was putting me off. So I was like, all right, I guess I won't. Work to live, not the other way around. Yeah. When does Cinnabon graduate from FlaVR and go solo? I don't know. I'm on this this FlaVR train for as long as it's a trucking along, and I'll be here even when it stops. I like it. I put in the work and it's fun. Peeled grapes? I mean, if you have to peel your grapes, then you just shouldn't eat grapes. Hey, any tips on replacing a radiator real quick? For a car or for home? Home, that's far without my realm, and car too, honestly, because a lot of times the only radiators I've ever seen replaced are on really big rigs. So is the FlaVR crew Discord as comfy as it sounds? It is. I think so anyways. I think we have a pretty good crew. Pretty proud of our gym mates and team members. It's been fun. It's like our own little community. It's never something I thought I'd be a part of, and I'm really grateful for it. So I drink some bottled Soylent nutrition drink. It's fabulous to have on hand when sick. 100% nutrition in a bottle. That sounds a little gross. Sounds a little gross. Sorry. I like Pedialyte. That's my go-to. I call my friend. I was like, hey girl, I'm dying. Can you drop off some Pedialyte? And she was like, yeah, and I'll bring you food. And I was like, don't even bother, just the Pedialyte. And she offered to keep me company, and I was like, no. Please leave. Don't catch what I have. Honestly, FlaVR has ramped up a lot. Yeah. Okay. I think this is a good time to start up. Just wanted to make sure I greeted everybody. Alrighty. Of course, I'll still be interacting, but let's get into her. I have to feel everything, even my friends. Why would it? You're so edgy today, my guy. Simmer. Big stream tonight. Let's go. Okay, so we are building a tool belt. Okay, not to be confused with your toolbox. You can still have a toolbox. In fact, I highly recommend still having a toolbox with you wherever you go for whatever project you're doing. Okay? Alright, so your first step in building a proper tool belt is figuring out the purpose. This means essentially like what are you using this for? Are you a carpenter? If you're a carpenter, you might want to consider having safety glasses for carving, you know, sandpaper, whittles and things of that nature. If you're a painter, painting people's houses, you might want a paint scraper, a roll of paint tape, rulers, all the things, the nines, you know, those little thingamajigs that open up the paint cans, paint stirring sticks. You know, are you an electrician? Do you need things that are going to strip wires and hammers and nails? Are you a plumber? You're going to need a lot of wrenches. You know, what is your purpose? Are you a hobbyist and so you need a little mix of everything? What is the purpose of your tool belt? For me personally, I do some carpentry, and I do a lot of just hands-on stuff, you know, making frames and building small things out of wood. Sometimes I will weld, but that's primarily at the workshop. Can't really weld in my small shed. So a lot of the things I have in my tool belt are just for practical use, everyday use around the home and for small projects, really. Mint Soylent. Hello, Sena. Just arrived. Welcome, welcome! I love orca whales. They're awesome. The fact that they recognize not to mess with humans makes them cooler. I like to think of animals that recognize humans friendly. Yeah, that's fair. Klaus would have been a better forklift tech if he had this tool belt. True! True. And if he had just followed the freaking rules. Welding fume highs are the best. Oh man. Yeah, I don't think I have the proper setup for that to do that safely. I mean, even moving back to the purpose, I mean, for glass blowing, you're gonna need a whole hell of a lot more equipment than just a tool belt. You'll even need an apron, a flame retardant apron. A lot of times, an apron is usually not necessary for like DIY related stuff unless you're dealing with flame. So like I would recommend flame retardant stuff for like glass blowing and welding before I recommend it for anything else. I know that when I do any carpentry at the shop, a lot of it is just in plain clothes, everyday clothes. Nothing too interesting, sorry. What is your purpose? Whoa, 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 let's start the show. Oh man, we went from Jesus to Hitler to Mario real quick. What? What? So, next is gonna be picking your belt, correct? So, to keep in mind, are you left-handed or right-handed? Even if you're right-handed, do you lead with the left? What is gonna be the most benefit to you? Are you gonna have a lot of things that are on the right side? Are you gonna keep things towards the middle? Yeah. And then you have to decide if you want a suspender or waist. Okay, the suspender helps keep it in place right there. If you're like me, I have very slim shoulders. They'll just slide off. So I go for the waist. And then, you know, ask yourself, do I want padding? You know, do I want this to sit rather comfortably or do I want it to sit flush against me? And then the, you know, ever more important question, do you want canvas, leather, or nylon? Well, I see a lot of people usually go with the canvas or the nylon. I rarely see people go with the leather. A lot of times if they go with the leather, it's because they have the funding to do so. Aesthetically, it is quite beautiful, but and it's expensive. Leather is expensive. Simple as. Carpentry. Oh my god, stop. Now, for me personally, I do something similar to this. I like to have a pocket that closes over flap-wise, so I can put push pins, nails, screws in there. I like having a tape measure that has a little clip on the back that I can just clip onto the belt directly. I like to try to keep like a bench scraper or a paint scraper, and I like a needle nose plier and things of that sort. Modularity is nice. It can get expensive, so you know, the more you add, the more it goes up in budget wise. And a lot of the stuff you can keep handy with you in your toolbox. You know, a lot of these things are the things you need right there on hand. You don't have the time to necessarily turn around, get into your toolbox, right? So you want those handy dandy things that you just keep on you. Yeah, I keep it on me. And I obviously, like I said, just like to keep it around the waist. It's easier that way. Some people do loop it into their belt. As a woman, unfortunately, my belt loops are always going to be way too small to have a full-size tool belt fill it, so yeah, they're always going to be too big, so I just wrap it around the waist and call it even. Mine's a hybrid nylon belt with leather pouches. Yeah, that's nice. It's nice. The leather pouches are nice. Also, like, they smell good because leather smells really great. I use canvas. It's usually lighter and cheaper than the other options, and I like the way it fits. Nylon, I don't really like the way it feels. It feels cheap, so what's a woman? Yeah, all right, simmer down. Okay. If I have big booba, does it get in the way of the belt? Bras, my guy. They hold them up. They hold them girls up. The twins are out of the way and taken care of. Do not worry. Do not worry. Shop humor, har har. Alrighty. Okay, so these are my ideal tools to keep on hand. And a lot of times I like to work with like a pocket, a multi-pocket like this, rather than having it too spread out. I like to keep it on my hip because a lot of times it just feels more comfortable that way for me. I like having a screwdriver, usually too, but if I have misplaced, which happens more often than I like to admit, my Phillips head, I will just have the flathead. And then a good pair of needle nose pliers to get into hard to reach areas, and I just think they're handy dandy. Crescent wrench because it can be adjusted to just about any size. A hammer, measuring tape with a clip. Okay, or if you don't have one with a clip, a fabric one because it rolls up nice and compact and it can fit in really easily. And then a pencil and eraser, a lot of times for marking on walls, and then you have to obviously erase it. And then nail screws or push pins depending on the project, right? Right. Okay. And then finally, I like to customize per project. Okay, a lot of this is dependent on your current project as stated above. A lot of times, you know, you might need, like for me, I crochet a lot. Obviously, I'm not going to keep a tool belt for crocheting, but I might have like a bag on hand for things that I need, right? So like a yarn hook, in the size for the yarn that I'm using currently. And obviously I would keep a notepad on me to mark the amount of lines I'm putting in or rows I'm putting in, and to just kind of keep track that way. I also like to keep my bag full with yarn in case I decide to switch in or add colors. And a good pair of scissors, nice sharp scissors to cut the yarn nice and clean so it doesn't fray. And then to have like a little crochet needle. Those are gonna be usually like a silicone or plastic needle, because it can have, the eyelet is just ever so big enough to fit the yarn, and it's good for, you know, hiding your tail at the end of a project, or stitching in eyes, or stitching in buttons, right? Right. Okay. An example, right, is does your project require taking down measurements, right, as stated? Keeping track of anything numerical? How about any creative aspect? Are you sketching? Are you trying to visualize what you are doing? A fabulous thing to keep in your toolbox is a very small, I mean the size of your palm or your hand, notebook. And it's awesome if they have that little side for your pen. Or, you know, sticky notes always work in a pinch. No hate to it. No hate to it. Bras, this is getting complicated. You asked! The misplaced tools bonbon. Yeah. Yep. I am quick to misplace something and also then yell at people going, "Where did I put it? Have you seen it? Have you seen it? Have you seen it?" No, they have not. Ay. Cargo pants are invaluable in construction. I agree. Finding cargo pants that fit both my waist and hips is hard to do though. And I don't have the money to shell out to customize and get things custom fitted all the time. So a lot of times I will wear just a good pair of jeans to work. Or sometimes I'll even wear just some flare yoga pants if it's a lazy day at the shop. It's just easier that way. Beltless crochet casual. Kept tape, markers, everything in their pocket. Sena beltless. Oh my goodness. You leave your pliers on top of the building. No. So the thing is, I am not afraid of heights, but I am pretty afraid of falling. I don't know why. I just am. I don't like it. I always feel like I am very ungraceful when I fall, and I am always afraid of getting hurt. So I am never the first person to volunteer to go up a ladder or on top of a building. I stay pretty glued to my workbench. Ugh, why are the trades complicated? Welcome to the Blue Carl or Bucko. Yup. Carry a small death note bomb. You know what? I think I can honestly say there's not been a single person I've encountered in my life that I've wished death upon. Let me think for a sec. No, I don't think there is. I really don't think so. Yeah. Even some people who have done, you know, just the most evil shit to me, like I don't think I could wish that upon them. Have a small cooler I keep with a tool belt on it. The bucket is full of Monster. Monster is pretty good. I like Red Bull right now. They have like a lot of different flavors that I've been getting into trying. So, but man, now I'm like craving a Monster. But I won't because my immune system I don't think could handle that right now. Yelling at my brother for my tape measure only to look down and see it hanging on my belt. Yep. Mama. Something like that, I guess. Unfortunately, I have no idea how to do any knots. I think only learned to tie my shoes at 12. I'm no good with rope. I used to go on the boat with my godfather and his wife, my godmother, and my brothers every summer, and we'd go boating and do tubing. So the only knot I know how to do is the knot you do when you dock. Obviously, I know how to tie my shoes. That too. Yeah, no. Didn't ever do like, you know, Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts or whatever. I wish eternal suffering for my enemies. No! I feel like whatever they've done to me will return to them in some way, and it's not for me to worry about. That's how I usually take that. Because if I spent all my energy worrying about it, I think that would actually do me a disservice rather than anything else, you know? Like, it doesn't hurt them for me to hold a grudge. It hurts me. Sena no enemies. I'm not too nice. Like, I have no problem being mean to people. Don't get me wrong. I have no issue telling people off. I say my piece and I let it go. For the most part. I might think about it on my end of like, oh, did I say the right thing? But that's about it. I usually don't think about you, sorry. I think about, oh, I hope I didn't hurt their feelings. That's about it. We're about to just be about to completely renovate the restaurant on the park. Will be my first major project in maintenance. Ooh, okay. Restaurant on the park. Does it have like an open, like outdoor setting then? Because I feel like it would be wasteful not to at that point, right? I'm addicted to slip-on shoes, so never learned to tie knots. That's okay. That's okay. Next stream, Sena teaches you how to tie your shoes and just sings the SpongeBob, the SpongeBob tie your shoes song. Take it from an engineer. The trades are grossly undervalued. Do you know what would happen if trades people just stopped? It would be terrible. It would, wouldn't it? Yup, it sure would. Oh man, I am so sorry. I didn't expect to actually blast through this so quickly. Ah, well, I guess I could... Well, I guess I could tell you what I keep in my bag, at least for work at that point. I mean, we've done the toolbox. We've done the tool belt. In my bag, I keep sketchbooks and like at least 6 tubes of chapstick because they always get lost. And I usually carry a bag that can fit 2 water bottles. If you know the brand, I love you. I'm a very big Nalgene collector. I like to keep those huge 32-ounce bottles on me. I'm obsessed with water. And I like to keep crochet hooks on me and a ball of yarn in my bag usually. I'm usually always working on a project. And recently I've been carrying both my Switch Lite, I have a full size and a light, and then my tablet. And then because because my Switch Lite doesn't have a case, it actually I broke off one of the shoot, what are they called? I keep wanting to say stylus, but I know that's not right. Joy-Con. The left Joy-Con popped off. So, yeah. We can just chill and chat. Yeah. If you want to learn knots, buy 2 2-inch segments of climbing rope and go to town with online resources. Yeah. I don't know. Once I can get past this model rigging, I finally feel like I can relax a little and work on actual other projects that have been kind of pushed to the back burner. I don't use tool belts. I use a toolbox and cargo pants. That's absolutely fine. Whatever works for you, do it. I've been making Cazadora's tile. You'll have to elaborate. Water is important. Yup. Nalgene is the best. Nalgene love! Yeah. I love Nalgenes. They always have cute designs too. Seasonal designs they release. So I'm like constantly shopping online for them. Those are the only ones that haven't leaked on me. Yeah, and they're dishwasher safe, which is great. Great stuff. What happened with you and Pipkin? What do you mean? Nothing. Nothing happened. I mind her privacy and she minds her privacy and we have our own separate things. That's what happened. Oh yeah, I remember those. I had one back in Boy Scout. Oh, okay. There's a large porch with picnic tables. We're mainly redoing the restaurant kitchen area. Have to bring it back up to health department fire safety code. Yep. Oh my goodness. You don't want to get those code reds from the health department. That is never fun. Never fun. When I worked in the kitchen business as a line cook, that was always the one thing we were always kind of failing on inspection was a lot of our equipment just couldn't be brought up to date and there was just not enough money to bring it up to date. I have no idea why they kept it open. The food was very mid. This was at my school though, so I feel like it's par for the course for school food to be mid. Even if you're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars. All of your problems are caused by not drinking enough water. For the most part, it would seem that way, right? Most fascinating thing to me is the disconnect between civil engineers and plumbers, the conflict between the theoretical and the practical. It seems like that's always been the case, though. Oh my goodness. I need more water. But you know, theories usually stay in a classroom and practice is put to use, right? And it always seems like a bit of an ego battle too. At least to me, it always comes across as a battle of the ego. What kind of welding do you do? A lot of it is small stuff. I'm still learning from my boss. He's the welder. I have no prior experience, so he's been teaching me some stuff from time to time. And a lot of it is just resoldering things back together. A lot of it is on his end. I'd love to do like a full iron sculpture with welding, but I'm certainly not in the skill range to do that. Can I be honest? You're probably my favorite VTuber at the moment, as someone who's worked in both the kitchen and maintenance. Pretty comfy. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I have a lot of prior work experience. I'm the type of person where I just want to try at least something once. I kind of miss working in kitchens, especially because it's like, even with being in the workshop, I still do have a customer service aspect. So it's like, if I'm gonna have to still do this, I'd rather be doing something I'm a little more passionate about, like work to earn money wise. But like, I'm happy where I'm at. My bosses are way too good to me to leave. Trade and engineering and trades is math. Yep. Implying in a way trades are an art. Yeah, in a way. Look up a picture of a Cazador Sena if you want to know. They're just big friendly boys who want hugs. You know, when you say look up a picture, I get really sussed out. I'm really sussed out. Now I'm scared. What corruption are you planning to show me? You should look at a hydro pack. They pack you when they are empty. If you say so, gotta head out and kill more undead. Go walk! I dropped a full Nalgene off a cliff once. It got a little scratched on the way down. Yeah, Nalgenes are like the Nokia of water bottles. I remember JonTron's video of getting a boating license online. That video had some bee tarantula hark things that were literally cazadors. Okay. All I know is I had a boating license for a little while. It expired, but I've driven a boat. A boat. I like boats. Like tubing. I've water skied before. I like sports in general. I'm not, unfortunately, sorry, I'm not huge on football. It's just a little complicated. Like the game itself is just a little complicated to keep up with. Obviously touchdowns and kickoff and all that, but it's a little too much math involved, I feel. Whereas things like basketball and hockey and baseball are a little more straightforward. I like soccer live. I used to play soccer at one point in my life. It was fun to play more than watch. Basketball, I used to cheer for basketball. I was a basketball cheerleader for a little bit. I've clearly, I've dabbled. I've dabbled in a lot of stuff. Yeah. I learned to always keep water with me when I fainted before at a job because of the heat. LOL. I have made it a must-have water no matter where I go. Yeah, that's probably for the best. I had a friend growing up who would always faint, and then when he'd finally come to, like he was a church, one of the church kids, he'd finally come to, we'd be like, dude, did you drink any water today? And he'd be like, no. And we'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he was just always passing out because he just wouldn't drink water. Like, the solution was so simple. Hitting him right in the head. Wouldn't do it. I like the idea of hydro packs, but it seems like it would be hard to clean. Yeah, I like how straightforward Nalgenes are. Like, you don't have to worry about with like pulling a straw compartment out and all that stuff. Like, it's just a lid in the bottle. And the ring that holds the lid and the bottle together. And that all comes off pretty seamlessly and goes back on seamlessly. So I don't have to worry about mildew or mold, and yeah, not a big fan of that stuff. I'm a bit of a neat freak when it comes to that kind of stuff, just because it is hazardous. 6 pages, health department violations. Fire marshal is my cousin, so I can always think to ask him for advice. Yeah, that's the one thing, is the place I worked didn't have any like fire code violations, thank goodness. Oh man, I can't even imagine how bad it has to be to have like a fire violation in the kitchen though. That's definitely a little hazardous there, brother. I think humans are capable of anything, so even if theory seems off, I think if they're willing to adapt and change no matter their goal, it's achievable. I think, yeah, I think that's, I would say I somewhat agree with that. I think there's definitely like, unfortunately, like limits to what the human body can do, but you know, it's as simple as putting your mind to it, right? For the most part. I just got a TIG welder and have no idea how to use it. Don't ask me, I'm still learning. Have you gotten a chance to do spot welding yet? No, nope. I haven't gotten, literally, don't ask me the names. I've literally put joints back together. That's it. I mean, honestly, I would literally just call it soldering at that point. Even if I was using the bigger tools, I would just consider it soldering at that point. That's part of the trades, taking the prints and making them happen even when they don't make sense. Yep. That's how, someone who does interior design architecture, right? Someone who draws it all out versus the actual architect or contractor who has to put it together. Yeah. When worlds collide, essentially. Don't get me started about health inspectors. I had to clean the racks and walls and every single time, Sena. I was friends with the groundskeeper though, so I got pressure wash. Never been cleaner. Fair. When I did work at the barbecue place, we always took the above grease traps in the ceiling every single morning and ran them through heavy degreaser. It was a really clean barbecue place. It was a really clean barbecue place. It was a great barbecue place. I miss it. A similar divide between practical and theoretical exists between mechanical engineers and whoever is stuck making what they design. Yeah. Essentially, yeah. You have the thinkers and you have the doers, and when worlds collide, you have to give and take a little where you can, right? I enjoy cooking too much to work in a kitchen. Don't make your hobby your career. You know what? I enjoy cooking. You know what? Yeah, I agree. That I agree with. That is what going into art school did to me. It sucked all the joy out of drawing and creating in any format, to the point where, you know, creating an entire VTube model is the first time I've sat down and done a real project in 2 years. So yeah, I can concur. And working in the field, yeah, that was hell on earth. Yeah, no. You can always make your dreams real, but careful what you wish for, right? Hui. If you're not talking about Occidental leather, you are an amateur. Oh. Shots fired. The factory where I work on, the engineers get masks when welding is done, so if you're a regular worker, you might end up getting flashed by the light. Yeah, no, there's masks, and like, it's like done in a separate room, like where things aren't as flammable, essentially. So like, it's usually done in the basement of the shop, and if they have like a live time, like they'll just like have the door closed, or they'll tell people like to not come down. It's it's a setup. It's a set. What are they gonna do? Fish up the batteries? It's too late, coasties. Oh no. Real football or American? No, American football. It's too complicated. It's too complicated. It's like 4th down, 1st down, 2nd down, 20-yard line, and it's like all the measurements, all the adding up. I do that all day, every day. Why would I want to sit on the couch and do that some more? Like, I don't know. And the culture surrounding it can get a little toxic, a little scary, so yeah, especially in the area I'm in, I'd rather not get super into it and not be like massacred for having different teams and different tastes. Like, not about it. It doesn't interest me. Greg heard Nokia and water. Who combined water with world's most effective bunga? Cazadors. Our friend Sena, don't let tile fool you. I'm just doing my best to turn them from fiction to reality. Oh god. Good choice not looking up Cazador, I just did. See? 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 I'm a huge baseball fan personally. I like baseball too. I think out of the sports, I'm pretty tight on hockey and basketball. Basketball is just really straightforward. My dad always wanted me to be a basketball star growing up. He always wanted me to do basketball because I was tall. And I didn't enjoy playing it, but I love to watch it. Not a sports ball fan, but playing can be fun. I would love to learn combat sports too. Yeah, actually, yeah, MMA fighting and UFC fighting and that kind of stuff is really fun to watch too. And I would be so into learning how to do any of that kind of stuff. Be able to fight off any creeps. No jeepers creepers for me anymore. Where the body fails, we have tools. Yep, and the body made those tools. Amazing. Dude's hydrophobic, I guess so, right? Never go to art school. Yeah, can't stress it enough. If you're an artist and you are contemplating going to art school, just don't. I mean, I would say the only thing that I'm super grateful for is I can take critique now. You know, I don't get butt hurt when somebody says something doesn't look good. And, you know, I think that is a great skill to have when you're an artist, to not take everything to heart and to be able to adapt and grow and improve your design. That's amazing. And that is the only thing they gave me, is learning how to understand that they're not attacking you personally. They don't hate your art. It's just not the best. It really just isn't. So sometimes you have to stop your ego and understand that, you know, there's always room for improvement. And if you're the type of artist who understands that, then obviously you don't need to go to art school. And honestly, I'll tell you, if you're looking to enter the industry, be it for film or for games, you have to have a lot of backlog to prove your work, because the degree and even having a stellar resume is not enough. A lot of times you have to have, like, be semi-famous practically to get anywhere, which sucks, but it just is par for the course, it would seem. What do you mean it doesn't work? I drew it, didn't I? Yes, essentially. You grow molds for a living? Do you, like, put them under a microscope and, like, study them, essentially? Or are you, like, a bacteriologist? Or, you know, do you do the bacti? Where the body... Oh, yeah, I already read that. Jesus. Catch up! I had a foreman who told me he doesn't drink water because it doesn't have any flavor. Oh my god. That sounds like my papa. My papa literally only drinks sweet tea. Like, only drinks sweet tea. And when his dogs were still alive, he'd put the sweet tea on a towel, a tea towel on the ground, and share it with his dogs. Most disgusting, evil motherfucker I ever knew. Whew. Whew. Still only drinks sweet tea for water, though. Like, does not drink anything else. I don't think anything else has entered his body liquid-wise in many, many years. So, I don't know how he's still alive. And he's rather physically fit. He's, like, building his own house right now. But I try not to reach out or talk to him. Wish me luck making his PC, Sena. I am literally flying by the seat of my pants. Yeah, it's tough work, and getting all the parts. Oh my gosh, and the pricing. And then waiting for some of the parts. Some of the parts you just can't. You're like, you just can't get it. You just can't get them. And you always want to make something that is, you know, going to be efficient. But the price. So it's penny pitching and a lot of waiting. So hopefully you have all the things you need already. I used to want to make movies or help make creative projects. Then I started working in the field in SoCal. I do not miss it. Exactly. Exactly. You get it. The only welding I've ever done was MIG welding a flat plate to a pin so we could use it as a lock to lock a gate. We literally, my first time welding, that pin is still holding up. Well, hey, if it works, right? Who wants roach milk? Nobody! Nobody! They'll spurge over a cardboard box in a brick building with tile floors. Oof. OSHA violations are more so suggestions. For the most part, it would seem, right? Brick building love, from my experience. Yup. Yeah, I always wanted, like, I know that the materials cost a lot, but like my dream build is to have it either be stone or brick. And if I can't do that, then I'm going straight log cabin. I want to live in an old brick and mortar warehouse so bad, bros. Yeah! I kind of want to live in like a cobblestone cottage sometimes, but I don't know, man. I just like it. It's classic. It's classy. It's cozy. I like it. I'm a fan. More of an esports guy. That's fine. That's fine. My school had an esports team right as I was graduating. They mainly, I think, played League, and what else were they playing by the time I left? Oh yeah, they played Siege. None of them were great though, so. It takes a long time to learn MMA. Yeah, and it takes a lot of like training your body and your muscle groups, right? Sena's 5'8", if my notes are correct. Correct! I am 5'8". Yes, I am technically above average. But a lot of my friends are taller than me, so. What a cute chibi Sena in the corner. Thank you! All credit to Marie Mello. They never teach the classics nowadays. Yeah, I study molds. It pays pennies, but it is what it is. Tubes. That's interesting. I don't know why I thought it would pay more. A lot of times I feel like a bacteriologist goes in towards like medical adjacent. And I always just assume, and that's partially my fault, I shouldn't assume, but I always assume that medical adjacent is gonna be the big bucks. The big time. Sena catch these tools, bon. Art school are actually really bad nowadays. Yeah. Even getting a job in art/media, you'll learn working with creative people and the personalities attached makes you want to be a new kind of violent. Yes! Oh my god. Yes. And then you're constantly feeding into respectability politics. Oh my god, there is nothing I hate more than having to pander to people's senses and sensibilities and not stepping on people's toes. The eggshells you have to walk on when working with professionals in the art realm is mind-boggling. And a lot of times they are significantly older than you, so you think, okay, you've been in the world, you understand that you're not the most likable human being, but no. You have to walk on eggshells for them. I'm like, I don't know how you made it to 45. I don't know how you made it to 52. Whatever it is, I don't know how you made it this far. I'm genuinely mind-boggled. It's crazy. Cozy rustic is good. Yes. I don't drink tea. Coffee is superior. I like both. Sena, do you have a Nintendo Switch? I do. I have a full-size Switch and a Switch Lite. I have both. The light is for when I just want to travel. I've said it in the past, I have really small hands, so holding the full size is actually kind of heavy for me long time for like full-on gaming. So a lot of times I will take my light with me wherever I go. I bought that first originally. And now I have my full-size Switch that I put on its dock. It almost never leaves the dock. And I have multiple copies of games for both of the same game. Because Nintendo has all my money. But yeah, traditional homesteads for the win. Yup, essentially, yeah. I don't know. There's just something very nice about how brick looks or how stone looks in the natural environment. And obviously, in my mind, dream-wise, ultimate dream-wise, is to purchase a good amount of acreage, have a good forest line in the back for hunting, and build my house a little tucked off the road, right? Tucked off the main drag, and have something that blends in with its surroundings really nice and seamlessly. And to me, stone, brick, log, there's nothing better. The last thing I want is to have like, what is it for the stucco, right? Or freaking vinyl. Like, I just, nope, it doesn't interest me. Sorry, it just doesn't. Sena technically not a shorty, I swear. Honestly, there was a time in my life I had wished I was shorter, but I actually like being tall. It's been convenient for reaching things, obviously. But like, I don't know, you know, being a tall lady kind of prevents from people like trying to come up and physically accost you. You know, I'm a bit imposing sometimes, so that's nice in for me at least, protection wise. I just can look a little more aggressive rather than like a little gremlin staring up at you. So basically you worked with adult babies with fragile egos. Yep, that is the art world in general. In any professional corpo setting, a lot of times that is just how they are. And you have to do a lot of ego stroking for the people who are higher up to get anywhere. And that has never been my motive. I have never ever wanted to do that. In my mind, I always put people on equal footing to me. I never like to put people above me. And I never like to put people below me. We're all equal. And if we're not, then, you know, if you think you're above me, then I just won't interact with you. Simple as, you know. I've posted AR just to piss those people off. Yeah, I wish it didn't make people mad. I wish they could view it the way I do. A lot of times I view it as like a good stepping stone for reference images. It's great for like commissions when you can't get across what kind of character you're trying to make to send to someone. It's an amazing tool. And I don't think it's going to replace artists anytime soon, but I think it's an incredible tool to have at hand, even if you are an artist. I mean, I've used all of those wonderful submissions from people for Sena to help build a better rig for myself. So I don't know. I can't knock it personally. I like AR art. It has its place. For Pokemon fans in this chat, is the Scarlet and Violet worth getting? I don't know. Like, if you're a big Pokemon fan like me, I would say every game is worth getting, right? But I don't know, there's definitely some cons to the game. I don't personally like that I can't do a lot for character customization, and even though they added more stuff, they still didn't add, like, you know, if you're a redhead, there's no orange hair. There's only the bright scarlet, and you can't wear anything but a school uniform. So there's parts of it that I say have its cons, and then there's obviously pros. But yeah, the gameplay is wildly different, even from just Arcane, so I don't know. If you're a big fan of Pokemon, I say get it. If you aren't, then I say wait for the next one, maybe. Although I do like the new generation of Pokemon this time around, personally. They're cute. They're pretty cute. All the new ghost types. Mwah! Perfection. Hardwood furniture. Yep. I like things made out of hardwood. They're nice and solid and sturdy. And the wood smell. You can't beat it. Synthetics are easier to clean, but rocks don't need to be cleaned at all, really. Yeah. I mean, and there's always the power washer, you know, just in case. That sounds nice. Have you looked at timber frame homes with the exposed beams? Yes, but I would love to do it with like reclaimed barn wood instead. Yeah, be a little trendy with it. But I also just love the way that exposed beams look. But I also like barn wood, how rusty and dinked up it looks. You can beat them up. I'm 6'4" and wouldn't mind being an inch or two shorter. Yeah. Really? I don't know. Short or tall, it doesn't really matter in the end. I feel like personality always trumps. Like, obviously there's always a baseline attraction to worry about, right? That's undeniable. There has to be that baseline. But beyond that, a lot of times when you think you have a preference, you really don't. You just have to get to know people. Give people a chance. Tall Girl Gang! Hi, Minna! Yeah, Tall Girl Gang. Just wait for the giantess Sena fan art. Yes! Yes! Make me like Diane from... Diana? Or Diane? Jesus, it's been too long. From, Seven Deadly. Oh my gosh, that's one of my little brother's favorite animes. I have watched all of it multiple times with him because he adores it. He is such a huge fan of Meliodas, and he convinced me, albeit against my better judgment, to get him an Elizabeth body pillow cover, and then an Asuka one. And what he does with those is his business. Oh god. I'm 6'6" and I like it! Love tall women. Strange thing is, I've only met a handful of women taller than me, and I'm short. Pain! You gotta go out more then. FlaVR girls basketball team win. That'd be kind of fun. Sena, we are all equal, comrade. Now read the communism. No! Not that far. It is absolutely a good stepping stone. Some people are just incredibly insecure for very little reason. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. AI art is a perfect stepping stone. I think it is great for reference imaging, and it is great to, you know, when you, like, VTubing is a huge, wonderful example, right? If you don't have a lot of fan art of your character unfortunately hasn't been rigged yet, like me and a lot of our other FlaVR Gen mates, you know, it's great to have that to use for references and submit to someone who can do the art or do the rigging, or to even use for yourself in my case, right? Hi, Mina! Hi, Mina! At most, I think the AI art will weed out the weak. Yeah, it seems that way. I mean, I wish people could see it in a different perspective. I understand the theft part, kind of. But like, when you work in the professional realm, you are kind of taught how to professionally steal stuff. Like, honestly, a lot of graphic design is stealing. So, and a lot of illustration is stealing, and a lot of animation is stealing. Yeah, everybody in the art community is a bunch of thieves, right? All of us, burglars. There is nothing original at this point, right? And even in art school, you do something called master copying. What is it but tracing without, you know, having your paper directly on top of it? It's the same shit, right? So for me, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little lax about it, but I don't know. Still play Heart Gold on the DS, so no clue if it's good. Yeah. I still have my diamond on the DS, so that's still gonna be my OG one because that's what I started on, so it'll always be my favorite. I've played Ruby and Emerald and Sapphire, right? And they're great. They're great classics, right? But I will always have an affinity for Diamond. Sorry. 6 foot, but surrounded by guys over 6 foot, so I feel like I'm 5'11". The horror. The outfits are lame. For what? I'd say it is. The bugs aren't that bad. I agree the customization is limited, but the story is one of the best in the series. Oh, the outfits for Pokemon. Yeah, the outfits are lame. Yeah, I'd say it's good, yeah. The bugs are bugs. I mean, they'll patch that out over time, and you'll have to do all the downloading and updating, but that's fine. Greg believes FlaVR WNBA would probably be more Ooga than... Oh, God. I don't like, professional basketball. I like college basketball, actually. It's a lot more competitive, it feels. A lot of it is way more competitive. And then for hockey, I like the local stuff, like local teams, local leagues. It's a lot more competitive. I think the NHL is a lot more competitive than, excuse me, than college hockey, because college hockey has so much more rules and regulations, so you never get to see like the fights or anything. And personally, I like the fights. AI art has a lot of legitimate moral issues with how it steals art and how some people use it as their own. It certainly has its uses and I enjoy it, but the NFT bro mentality is rife in it as well. Yeah, I think that's the thing, is that I feel like I really tend to ride the line on what can be owned and what can't be owned. And obviously the AI is pulling from a massive library of art that pre-exists. And obviously I would never want to see someone be like, this is my art, I made it. Obviously not, but yeah. I mean, I feel like that enters like a bit of a realm like that as well, without my, you know, that is out of my league. But yeah, I mean, obviously I can see both sides of the argument pretty clear. I definitely feel like I ride the line a bit though on that one. I'm sure I'll get a little hate for it, but that's okay. Crystal was best Pokemon. And Booga too. I like that approach. Not enough people treat one another with respect in the workplace, I find. That's how I actually had my job for the longest time, because I got along with people, treat people like people. Yeah. Bricks and rusty iron. Yeah. Actually, I saw someone had a iron sink, and like over time it can turn like a little green like the Statue of Liberty, and then you would just like polish it up again. And something about that is just so like quirky and fun to me. And it was like a big like a really what would you call it, like a farmer sink, like a big overhang, like huge sink, all copper. Very pretty, but I don't know. I can give you an inch or two. 6'2" gang, rise up. And it is big. Shame they messed up the post season 1 anime. Yeah. I mean, I feel like when stories get dragged out too long, there's always gonna be room for mess ups, right? Unfortunately, big Sena. The 6'2" doesn't need to write. True. Big Sena body. Cinnabon pillow wouldn't fit any pillow anyways. Oh god. Fun fact from one of my hobbies, tall people tend to look / dance better in ballroom dancing. Do they really? I would love to learn to ballroom dance. I am not a dancer. I only know how to shake my butt. That's about it. I don't dance much. I've never really had a need to, and in my church growing up, dancing was a sin, so never learned. But it's not theft. It's the same as if you looked at it and learned it from yourself. Yeah, see, that's where I ride the line, right? Like, it all depends. A lot of it is just like where you stand, what's your stance, and then you gotta respect people's ideas on it, and yeah, then it becomes a bit jarbled and muddled, and so I just stay on the line on that one. Taking an inspiration for something can be considered theft. Yup. The art community should be named the illustration community. Yeah, because a lot of times it's like differentiated, right? Coding is just the art of copy paste. Yes, it is. Coding is really fun to do though. Coding consists of googling how someone smarter did something and copy pasting and changing it up if you need. Yep, essentially. Platinum is probably my favorite, but my Mudkip from Emerald is my buddy. Yes! Mudkip love! Oh, I love Mudkip. I feel like he actually might be one of my favorite starters. Which is interesting because I usually don't go water for starters. I either go grass or fire. But, well, that's not true. When I first played through Diamond, I did Piplup. And then the second playthrough, I did Turtwig. So, I don't know. I like Piplup too. My youngest brother is obsessed with Piplup. So he's got like Funko Pops and stuffies of them. Farmhouse sink. Okay. I wish the water starter in Violet was as cool or cute as Mudkip and Piplup at this point. Psyduck is my starter instead. Yeah, I feel like a lot of times the starters in recent games have been a little lackluster, and I end up like having a completely different team as soon as I catch them, right? Which makes me feel like such a I don't know, it makes me feel like a bitch. Ah, yes, dance is sin. Yeah, I don't know why it was. I think it was just because it could lead to something more with the opposite sex, as it was explained to me, but I don't know. I mean, like, there was definitely verses in the Bible of people dancing to God, so I don't know. I have no clue. Minna, what? Yeah, I don't know either, brother. That's just, I don't know. Sena dances like a bumblebee, a lot of posterior shaking body. Yeah, the girls at my college taught me how to work. So that was the only dance move I ever learned. Oh man. Exposed. So your church wasn't okay with dancing, but they were okay with butt shaking? No, the butt shaking came college days. College Sena. I mean, is a pig pork? Yeah. It's bacon too, and pork belly, and all the trimmings. Ham, tenderloin, ribs. Yeah. Sena wouldn't working for art. People require fancier shoes for men and women. I don't know. A lot of times when you work in the art field, you usually walk in looking a little bit like a gremlin. There's not usually a professional attire that you wear when you're part of the animation team. You're lucky if you roll out of bed in the morning. If they didn't wake you up at 4 a.m. to work on something that they then decided they weren't gonna go ahead with. So, yeah. There are coding tools that do 90% of the work for you. Yup. It just reminds me of like, I got a nap for that. Oh, you want this? I got a nap for that. Best starter is Chikorita. To each their own. Yeah, people trying to pass AI art as their own work is scummy. Yeah. But AI art can't do a lot of things that human artists can do. Exactly, like hands and holding things. And backgrounds sometimes. And even sometimes eyes. Yeah, in my case, like, they'll miss the sclera entirely on one eye. And I'm like, how do you miss the entire sclera? Funko Pops, yep. He's a little kid. Don't be mean. Torchic game. Torchic! Anytime I hear Chikorita or Torchic, I'm reminded of, like, in Smash Brawl where you throw the Pokeball and they come out and they're like, Torchic! And they're like, and then if it's Chikorita, chick, 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 and he's like tossing it at you. That's all I think about. Cooties are ew, yeah. Ew, cooties. Emerald was awesome as well. I still have Emerald, Soul Silver, Diamond, and Platinum. I also have Black, Torterra, Blaziken, Empoleon, Swampert. So much Kino, Steel type love. Yee. What do you guys think of Mawile? Yeah, I like Mawile. I got the cat in Sun and Moon, ended up locking it into a box as soon as it falls. Fair, so fair. Sena grew up in the town from Footloose, confirmed. A lot of Baptists are like that, though. Not even just my particular sect. A lot of them are like that, where dancing is just like no across the board. It's always interesting to see the different sects out of like Christianity and what they pick and choose, right? I mean, you know, that is the bastardization of man, right? Picking and choosing to fit their own beliefs and morality or sense of morality, right? Rather than sticking to it strictly. So, but I won't delve too deep for you guys. AI anime art looks oddly shiny. Yeah, like it has a sheen to it, almost like a pearlescence. I'm developing an app. Hands are such hard mode, it's insane. Yes, what is a hand? Yeah. When I was first learning how to draw way back, I would have page after page of hand poses. Luckily, I've gotten pretty decent, although getting back into the swing of things has been a little difficult, you know, making sure all the phalanges look right. Base Aggron is awesome. Metagross. Metagross! Tyranitar is awesome too, yup. We appreciate college for teaching Sena to shake her S tier. The world. Oh my god, stop. The worst part is I need like a decent amount of liquor to do it, but yeah. AI anime art, yep. Hands are important. You can hold girls' hands. You guys hold girls' hands? Ick. Ew. AI art can't do nice line art. Yeah. I struggle with line art too. A lot of times I'm working on a smaller canvas and forget that like pixels are pixels. So that was like my first misstep with a couple of the rigs, was that the line art was just so pixelated. And then I was like, let me look up like what's the standard size people use, and I was like, oh wow, I was looking way smaller than that. Okay. Chikorita had a really good cry in the Smash Bros. Game. Yeah. Also, it's kind of weird too when it does like painting specifically. It always bugs me when people try to tell me how it's superior when it doesn't understand layering and brush strokes. Yeah, I would never say it's superior. I just think it's a good reference starting point. And I think people who know how to properly wrangle it, there is some talent there, even on a small coding level, right? Because wrangling it has been, you know, albeit pretty difficult to get exactly what you want from it, right? Because what you see in your head and translating it onto paper or even through an AI simulated art, it's extremely difficult. So, Mawile is cute in a wife. Yay! Yeah. Honestly, my very favorite Pokemon is Drifloon. I love Drifloon. I don't know why. I just love Drifloon. It's so cute. So cute. I am a big fan of Ghost and Dark and Metal types. So I have no idea what this is, but it's amazing. Oh, thank you. I'm just having a good time. Talking. We were doing a tool belt. It went too fast and now we're just all here. Stuck with me. Breloom is the best Pokemon from Gen 3. Only with gloves on. You people see girls in real life. In real life! When you use your own hands for reference, but you're the opposite sex of what you're drawing, so the hands come out too big or too small. Yeah. And a lot of times my hands are like, honestly, I would say my hands and feet are pretty disproportionate to my body because they're small. Like my one brother, when he turned 10, his hands and feet were the same size. So, like, I just, very small, and it's not a good reference. So I usually have to, like, look up actual hand poses online if I'm going for a specific pose, because my hands are just not a good reference at all. Because, you know, if I draw my size hands on any normal size body, it ends up looking like baby hands for real. So, premarital hand holding, you perverts. I wish I could hold a girl's hand. You could hold a girl's hand in your dreams. It's worth the wait. I swear. Sena hand holding is a sin bonbon. Yeah. My parents were definitely like, that can lead to more. It's too suggestive. I don't hold anyone's hands. I'm too touch starved, so I'm scared of even being tapped on the back of the shoulder. No! Someone give this man a hug. Hand holding. When did this stream become lewd? Oh no. Cover your ears, too, world. You stop bringing reality into this conversation with using our male hands to try and draw female hands. Cassius. Believe Sheena's favorite is also Drifloon. Really? I didn't know that. I loved her. They're just cute. And they like look like little cotton candy, and their little silly hands attached to strings. Oh my god, so cute. And it's crazy because purple's like far from one of my favorite colors, but it's just, it's adorable. 18 plus stream. Gen 3 and 4 had some top tier mons. Yeah. My favorite Poke of all time is Krabby. I got so many memories of VDEX project. Yeah. I stand Chandelure. Chandelure is really good. The whole evolution of it is really, really good. Mudkip is very obviously mine. We're all having a good time for real, for real. For real, for real. Charmander is my favorite. LOL, I know I'm basic. You basic bet. Gardevoir, Aggron, Metagross, and Empoleon. I'm sure there are others I'd put for the last 2 spots, maybe Dragons, but love those 4. Yeah. I like Dratini, but anything above this is a little too goofy. Sena's baby hand reveal at 50k. Oh my god. No. I'll be hand camming before you know it. It is not that elusive, I promise. Steel type designs always go hard. Yeah. Some of the fighting types go pretty hard too, though. I love my Gengar. Gengar! Yes! I have one of the giant Gengars from Target, I think, is where I got them. And it's like a big plush. And then I have a huge Snorlax, too. And I use them as accent pillows on my couch. Because I like them. I like Sableye. Yup. Hand holding, that leads to affection and marriage. My favorite Pokemon types tend to be water, fighting, psychic, and poison. Steel types and ghost types are awesome too, though. Yeah, honestly, there's plenty of goofy Pokemon, but I don't think there's any like technically bad. I would say. I would just say like some are a little jank, a little goofy, but for the most part, they're all pretty good, pretty solid designs. And it's hard to keep track of them all sometimes because like they keep adding more nice ones, right? So I wish they would add more duds so I could remember every single one of the good ones. But then you mentioned one and I'm like, oh, yeah, that was good. Aegis Slash is also one of the best Gen 6 Pokemon. Converting to baptism so I can yell at people for touching me and trying to get me to dance. No, this isn't a conversion stream, I promise. Drifloon are great Pokemon, very friendly with children. People call them the nanny Pokemon. No, they do not, you freaking liar. They are children snatchers. I know the lore. Gloved hand cam, right? I'm not sure. I was originally leaning towards it, but like, I don't know. I haven't made up my mind. Do you prefer waffling or pancaking for hand-holding technique? Oh my gosh, Lude, stop! Don't say it like that. Waffling or pancaking? Do you mean like a clasp or your fingers interlocked? Oh my gosh, so lewd. Do you have the Gengar pillow where your head rests inside the mouth? No. That sounds wild. The awkward turtle is the favorite around these parts. Stunfisk is bad and stinky, and that's why it rules. See, you have fans. People will still go hard for the ones you think are bad. So like, there really isn't a bad one. Like growing up, I used to think Psyduck was so grody, but now as an adult, I'm like, I love Psyduck. He's so silly. So maturation of taste, right? You could get a full body suit for IRL stuff. What? I haven't even learned all of Gen 2. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Waffle fries are best fries, correct? Incorrect. 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 I'm sorry. It's incorrect. I like the fries that have partial skin on it still. I like waffle fries, but I don't think they're the best fry. I don't think they get a good enough crisp most of the time because of the way they're laid out. And a lot of times they're a lot more heavily processed to get that shape, which is not my preference, right? So for me, I like it with the skin on. Tells me it hasn't been super heavily processed, at least in my mind, right? And then I like fries a little more seasoned than salt usually. So when I make fries at home, I usually put together like a garlic parmesan butter to toss them in, or I'll do it like street corn style and add like grilled corn and nothing but elote seasoning and like the works crema. I don't like putting the mayonnaise, I like crema instead, and then some cotijo on top and cilantro. But yeah. Menace Don Barehand Cam on debut, no less. Yup. I think the issue is my roommate is a lot paler than Sena, so I don't know if that's worth breaking the fourth wall, or if that's something to worry about or not. So I haven't made up my mind on it. Yeah. You can make waffle fries with skin on them. Yeah, I know you can. Like, isn't it like a special cutting tool at that point, right? Oh no, the immersion. Yeah, I would be worried about the immersion for sure. Sena is a goblina. Este americana. Yeah. I'm sorry. I told you I speak Spanglish. I am not a Latina in the slightest. You make better fries than me, making me hungry. Yeah, I love French fries. Minna is so wholesome, that's why she gets away with it easy. Exactly. Minna's on another level. Exactly. Ever have Checkers? I've had Checkers. I'm not familiar with Rowley's. I've had Checkers. It's alright. It's one of those brands that has different names based on location. Those fries are the goat. Honestly, my favorite French fries, I had at a, I think, Greek or Mediterranean place in Las Vegas. What was the name? Let me see. What was it? Okay, it was Payments. They had something called Athens fries. Yeah. They were tossed in like this thing and they served it with like a tzatziki sauce. Super good. Or when I drove through the southern border of the US, I stopped in Little Rock, Arkansas, at a place called Dave's Burgers. I think it's super specific to Little Rock because I looked it up later and it seems to only have Little Rock locations. But they serve bottomless fries that they season and serve you fresh at the table. Oh my god, so amazing. So amazing. Best fries. Otherwise, I think my French fries are the best. Wearing cinnamon face, shaking my head. Sena just buy a bucket of spray tan. No. You could always have a camera filter for that, though. I suppose. Spanglish is the true American dialect. Yeah. Pretty good Spanglish. I try. Like, I learned Spanish at an early age, lost it along the way, relearned it in high school, and lost it again. Like, for me, it's always gonna be where you place the words in a sentence that trip me up, and not so much the pronunciation of it. But yeah. No hablo español. No, Sena, no es Latina. No. I'm so sorry. Lo siento, so I'm not. I'm Peggy Hill level in Spanish. Stream de lingua cuando? Maybe, but right now I'm working on Italian. And I was thinking of working on German, but I don't know. OG Sena art isn't really that brown. Yeah, it isn't. I don't know. And my model's not really that brown, so we'll see. More of a chess guy, to be honest. I heard Sena's roommate is so pale that she glows in the dark when the moon is out. No! Live it like a live Linux USB. That would be the first step, in my opinion. Check out Vintoy. Oh, you guys are talking computer. I won't look. I'm still not sure how much of a joke FlaVR is, and at this point, I'm getting less and less sure that it is even a joke. We real! Are you Spanish or are you American that learned Spanish in school now can use Spanglish? I am not Spanish. My mom is fluent in Spanish because she is in the medical field, and she deals with a lot of immigrants, and there was too much of a language barrier, so she learned Spanish really early on, and she speaks a lot of Spanish in our house, but soy gringo. Yeah. I am American. American! This is a true American. Las Vegas has a lot of great food, if nothing else. Yeah. I'd love to do a food tour there at some point. And then I'd love to do a food tour through, New Orleans, Louisiana. I'd love to do a food tour there. Like, the Homer Simpson food tour, would love to do that. Like, just his food tour. So good, so good. But tzatziki sauce sounds really good. Yeah, it is really good. Sena, just get hairspray and become an 80s hair metal girl. No. Listen, Sena, as long as you pass the skin. I wish there was a Greek restaurant near me. Yeah, I wish there was one too. I crave it from time to time, but you know, when you can't go to a restaurant, you learn to make it at home. Yeah, you gotta DIY it. Oh, that was corny. Sorry. Sena's roommate is a glowy? No. I don't know. Sena, the Spanish market is opening up, but we have a very harsh environment with jokes. That's fine. I grew up around a lot of Hispanic people. A lot of them were either Mexican or Salvadorian or even Cubano, and their jokes go hard. Not gonna lie, a lot of ouchies in there, but I don't know. When I went to school, it was a lot of Dominicans and a lot of Puerto Ricans, and man, this Dominican girl, she used to tease the shit out of me, but she always meant well, and she was like, I don't like you if I don't tease you, and I'd be like, okay. The flavor is real. Anyways, sorry for not joining in as often. It's really early morning for me. Keep up the wholesome streams. You know what? Thank you for tuning in anyways, and I hope you have a good day. Remember that movie Powder? Yeah. Schrodinger's flavor, both real and meme. Oh, that's so nice. Can we get much higher? I ate at a Mexican/Irish bar last night. Is that close enough? That's a really cool combo. Oh, I wonder what they would serve. Oh. You could like have a meat pie, right? But have it be like carnitas. Ooh, and beans and rice instead inside. Ooh, with the flaky. Oh man. That's it. I'm going into business. It wasn't corny. Don't lie to me, Rich. I buy Greek seasoning from Walmart and put it on almost everything. Yeah, like doing seasoning blends, buying the seasoning blends are really great. And then sometimes I like to make my own. Like I don't have taco seasoning blend anymore. Like I have sazon for like special occasions, right? But for the most part, I like to make my own blends. But yeah, no, they're great. Always season your food, people, or I'm judging you. Hardly. Very harshly judging you. Oh, let's go Mexican. Mexicana, viva la Mexico, right? Latin comedy is like our coffee. Yeah, bitter and strong. Oh, very teasy. You know, it worked out well. I grew up in a Southern family. They all like to poke and pinch and pull and tease, right? So it's like, I'm used to being teased, but man, that girl in specific, she was like on my case. But then she'd always come up and be like, this is my wife. And I'd be like, oh, okay. Corned beef and refried beans. That sounds Honestly, I'm not hating the idea of that. Although I would think texture-wise, it would be a little too much of the same, you know? Like, it would just be too, like, paste-like. Gotta go. Happy streaming. Oh, thanks for staying. My dad lives in Vegas and has been cooking his whole life, owned a cafe. Missing living in SoCal just because I could drive to visit him and his food. Have some recommendations if you do go. Yeah, when I did go, I tried to stay more Spring Valley side than on the Strip. From what I understand, like the Spring Valley or Chinatown or whatever has some of the best. I have like a few family members that live there. They always recommend stuff there. Like, if anyone's familiar, they had me try Fuku Burger. Delicious. Delicious burgers. Delicious. And their fries were amazing. They put like gravy on their fries and like what they called, I think, jazz or crack sauce or something like that. Super good. Hello, what did I miss? Not much, not much. I think we'll be wrapping up here soon, but not much. Just we did a tool belt, built a tool belt, and then sat and chatted for a while. Little Zatsu at the end, yeah. I had an amazing chicken katsu sandwich at Fuku Burger. Highly recommend. Yeah, yeah. British people really eat beans the wrong way, unlike we Latinos. Yeah, yeah. I say Latinos make the best beans, for sure. Although, you know what? You know what? I will say Cajuns and Creoles make a really good, like, baked bean, too, usually. Or Southerners. Like, my baked beans, not to pat myself on the back, are out of this world. I always add meat to my baked beans. Like, that's a classic. So, always heavily season my stuff. You find a way to make corny very cute. Don't say that. You're feeding my ego. Taco seasoning. I'm gonna be trying some of your chili recipes, Sena. I'm expecting it to be good. I'll judge you harshly if it isn't. Oh no! Oh no! Give it a good shot, yeah? I mean, yeah, give it a good shot. Some people call it sweet chili, but I don't know. I like it. I like it that way. I like to serve it with cornbread, personally. So, although everyone I've ever talked to either calls it cornbread or Johnny cakes, which I'm like, what the hell is a Johnny cake? It literally says it on the box. Cornbread. Salt count as seasoning? Salt is the base. Salt is not seasoning. Salt is the base. That's the base note. You build everything on top of that. Salt is like, it goes in baking, it goes in sweets. You even put it in, like, when they make an ice cream mix, you put in a little salt. Salt is the base to flavor. Then you gotta add your seasonings. In Latam, we're always joking because we want to be meme, but because we yearn fun, our countries are not the best, so we have come to a point where jokes are just so second nature. Yeah. I feel like for Southerners, it's like they went from uncomfy British, not able to like love on each other, talk to each other, like have feelings, to like oversharing to the point where it's like, everything's a joke, I promise. So like they always tease each other instead. Oh, you brought up Fuku Burger before you even read my comment. Yep. Yep, it's a good place. I am desperate to go back. And to people for other countries, it may look like we're not listening, but it's not that. Sena, we want love and attention, please. Ooh, give us the attention. Beans and toast sandwich. I mean, I feel like if it's just gonna be beans, I'd rather put it in a tortilla with some cheese and just have a bean and cheese burrito or something like that. Otherwise, I'd rather have beans on their own. Or you can always put it in like a torta with like meat, but I don't like it on its own. Usually on just like toast. Beans and toast is actually good if your toast is eggs in a basket. Yeah, that's fair at least. On our blood, beans and tortillas are just in our daily diet. Yeah. And rice, for the most part, right? Like, I don't know. Rice is a staple for so many people. Quirked up DIY girl. Remember, chat chili always has beans. It depends. In Texas, it doesn't have beans. Texas style chili is just meat and seasoning. Although I will say, if you're gonna do Texas style, you're better off slow roasting actual beef than hamburg at that point. Because then you're getting more in it. I feel like it's more hearty that way and more texture. But I'm a very heavy on texture. Johnny cakes, yeah, like what the heck is that? Discord, I guess I have to try it. I've been avoiding it for years because my impression of it is that video Jim made where he covered the furries running it. Oof. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I was nervous to join our Discord that we have amongst the FlaVR crew. But after joining, it's been really good, so. Sena's just a quirky girl. Just a silly little goose. Just an adorable nerd. My great aunt only used salt and pepper to season her food. She wouldn't use anything else. That's when you start sneaking stuff in. And then she tastes it and goes, wow, this casserole's the best I ever made. It is the best casserole I ever darn diddly made. The Mad Matter is now forklift certified. Hello. I didn't even notice there was like notifications going on. I forgot I added that in. Might be. You should start pronouncing tortilla with the American L tortilla, the correct American way. I can't. If I start pronouncing it tortilla, I can hear the chanclas flying my way. Yeah, red rice, which is just rice with tomato, is very common and easy to make. Yes, it is. Very good. Very good. I love red rice. And then you can char your ingredients together or bake them together or just boil them together. Deskin them and then blend them and pour it into your rice. Really great stuff. Yeah. It combos with jalapeno. Jalapeno. Have you ever eaten Oaxaca cheese or quesillo? I've had Oaxaca cheese, yes. I've had Oaxaca, I've had cotijo, and then I've had queso fresco. So I've had like a little trinity of cheeses that are available to me, right? Cincinnati chili is beans optional, cooked separately from the chili. Interesting. Ohio just likes doing more dishes, I guess. Quesadillo. Oh no. Inya. I love this silly fun Zatsu thing, Sena. You're welcome. My dad calls it jalapeno and tortilla, and he got my actual Mexican girlfriend to start pronouncing it that way. No! No! I mean, no! My dad calls it tortilla too. We take him to a Mexican restaurant and they're like, he'll just be like, I'll take your quesadilla and the fajitas. I'm like, oh my god, Dad. Although I would say, aren't fajitas Tejano, like Tex-Mex and not Mexican, right? Right? I think so. I only pronounce tortilla with the hard L sound around my Mexican friends to annoy them. Menace! The tortilla versus tortilla. LMAO. Fajitas. Yeah. Well, I think this is as good a time as any to start wrapping things up since I am out of water and getting parched. But thank you guys for coming in. Pronouncing tortilla with the L's just makes it sound more fun. It does it? All the time, anytime I hear tortilla, I'm reminded of the vine of the little kid who's like, it's a tortilla! More like hurricane tortilla! And I'm like, oh god. Spanish pronounced with American enunciation is nothing compared to German. Sopapillos, sopapillos. Sopapillos are super good. With like some honey and powdered sugar. Very good. Or sopapillas. Yee. Epic stream. Thank you! Keep mispronouncing Mexican. Thanks for the stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. It was fun. Spanish seems like a nice second language than French. Yeah, I'm not trying to hawk and spit at you. French hate. Miss you already, baby hands. No! Okay, guys. Thank you for